Welcome to our weekly program, The Inside Story of Chabad in America through the Mindel Archives. A few years ago, I mentioned at this program that in the early years, 1940s, when the Frierdiker Rebbe arrived in America, one of the most important projects he began was education. And one such effort was the weekly Torah learning group. It was established in Manhattan, taught by Alexander Cowan. He was a lawyer, a group of 25 young professionals. And the Frierdiker Rebbe took an interest in that class. And the Frierdiker Rebbe encouraged Rabbi Nissim Mindel to attend every week. And the Rebbe wanted a detailed report, the Frierdiker Rebbe, a detailed report. And he asked Rabbi Mindel to tell him exactly everything who came every single week. The lesson that Mr. Cowan gave, he used a text, was called the book Bible Unauthorized. And the Frierdiker Rebbe asked the Ramash, our Rebbe was called the Ramash, to write down the questions that they asked, because Rabbi Mindel told him the question, and he should answer. And the answer should be discussed in the class. And the Rebbe wrote down the question in Hebrew and the answer. So this week I wanted to share with you Ksav Yad. The Rebbe wrote pages and pages and pages of question and answers. Even though I did mention a year ago about this, but some people didn't hear, and I think it should be mentioned again. I will read word for word in Hebrew, and I will try to translate that into English. So the Rebbe writes like this. This is the Ksav Yad. Shaila, Mahu Tam Hashinui Shebiyom Rishon Ba'amiras Kitoiv Poirish Vayar Elokim Es Ha'or Kitoiv Ma'she'en Ki B'shar Hayomim Shenamar Stam Vayar Elokim Kitoiv. The question is, it says in the Torah at the end of each day of creation, and Hashem saw that it was good. So what is the reason that on the first day when light was created, it specifies, and Hashem saw the light that it was good. But on the rest of the days, it just says, and Hashem saw that it was good, without specifying what. That's the question that they discussed, and that's what the Rebbe wrote, Shaila. Now the Rebbe writes Teshuvah, the answer. Vayoyim Harishon Librio, Hu Klolos Habriya, Me'ayin HaMuchlet Leyesh. ובשאר היומים ניתן ליש זה צורס שוינס דשויים חייס וכו'. I'll try to do it in English. What's the answer? On the first day, there was a general creation from absolute nothing to something. Yesh me'ayin. But that something did not have a form yet. It was just a plain matter. And the rest of the days, forms were given to this something, vegetation, animals, and so on. By Yom HaRishon, Nivru Gamkein Nivroim HaKlolim, Oil, Choshech, Eish, Ruach, Mayim, Ofer, V'Kayitzu B'zeh. In addition to the idea of creation being on the first day, meaning the idea of something, when it was previous nothing. Also on the first day we created the general creations. Light and dark, fire, air, water, earth, and the like. V'hinei, kol habriya oeleches u'mishtalemes midarga ledarga yoser alinu. The entire creation is constantly advancing from one level to a higher level. The Rabbi will give an example soon. Bichlal, kol habriya nechlekes l'chelik chiyuvi v'chelik shlili. This is the important thing. Now, in general, the entire creation, the Rebbe says, is divided into two aspects. The aspect of positive, acting, doing, when something is happening, and an aspect of not doing, when the thing that is happening stops happening. We'll see soon the examples, so we'll understand that. V'gam chelek hashlili muchrach ki yefsher lilbosh tzura chadosha koidem sheyavshi tzura shelifnei zeh kshoguf shadeu shlila. Now the doing aspect is necessary in creation. For without it, nothing will be happening. But also the not doing, the stopping to happen aspect is necessary in creation. Because it's not possible to give a form into something without first taking off the previous form. And that taking off the previous form is an idea of stopping to happen. That's called shlila. That's called negative. Now the Rebbe gives an example now, so we'll be able to understand what we just read. Dugma, example. I efsher livnois heichel melech b'mokim sheyeshno beis ikar aleph yud kof reish ki im ha'yidei sheyaharsu mikoidem beis ikar I efsher lavet kedeboyi l'melech kedeboyi l'melech ki im acharei shino mizman l'zman haynu heder avoida v'ishtalmus. What's the example? It's not possible, the Rebbe says, to build a king's palace in the very spot where there stands a peasant house. First you have to destroy the peasant house, and only then you can build the king's palace. The same thing also. It is not possible to work properly unless you sleep from time to time. You have to rest, which is the opposite of work and advancement. Because when you sleep, you do nothing. But this not happening, in other words, the destroying, the resting, is also necessary. For there to be a happening, building, working, so you have to sleep. B'dakos yoser, the Rebbe says. Another example. Yalet chochom. Hamaschil lilmoid v'misasek belimud chochmas hacheshbe mitchil osku b'chibur chosek kefel v'chiluk. Voise kamet targilim umein boze. Kavur zman tzorich lahafsik me'oske hakoidem v'loimed algebra. Main equation b'kayitzu boze. Kavur zman tzorich lahafsik gam mizeh. A more abstract example that Rebbe gives, a smart child who begins to learn and he's involved in learning mathematics. First he's involved with plus, minus, times, and division, and gets used to it and is involved in it. Afterwards, he has to stop this involvement and move on learning algebra, equation, and the like. After that, he must stop also this, because his mind is ready for advancement, algebra, and so on. V'hinei etzem ha'afsaka, this stopping, hu inyan shlili avaloi muchrach. Even shlili aval muchrach lishtalmusei. Now the actual stopping is a negative thing, but it's necessary. So the stopping is also necessary for advancement. We also learn. Ma shebemadrigoise lifnim nechshav l'shleimus. Hine bemadrigoise ato hu chisorn bei v'shtalusi muchrachas. All the above teaches us another thing. Not only by not having this negative thing will he not advance to a higher level, but what was previously concerned an advancement is in his present level considered a lack. And one must negate that. In other words, by stopping one thing is not only a necessary negative in order to reach higher, it actually prevents you from falling lower, from not reaching the full potential. V'hinei, oir b'muvan hayoser rochav nikra chilek chiyuvi. Oir, light, is called chiyuvi, shebebriya. Choshech b'muvan hayoser rochav zeh chilek hashlila shebebriya. Ushneya mochrachim kadal barucha. So based on what we said before, we can answer the question. Because light, in its broadest sense, means happening. The happening aspect of creation. Darkness is, in the broadest sense, means the stopping to happen. The aspect of creation. Both are necessary and vital, as explained above in length. So they're both important. But what's the difference between oil and chayshech? Hachiluk b'neihem, chilek hachiyuvi oil. Hu toiv mitzad atzmoi. Oil is good. Chilek hashlili is chayshech. Ein alachon al oil, aval ein toiv mitzad atzmoi. The difference between them is the happening light aspect is good because of itself. It's light. However, not happening, the darkness aspect is only a preparation for the light, but it's not good by itself. V'zehu, and that's the answer. Shebesipur klolos habriya chiyuv v'ashlili shezeh hoya b'yem rishon gal yolon kro v'yar elokim es ha'oir davke chilek hachiyuvi ki toiv be'etzem v'lamitose hainu toiv mitzad atzmai ma she'en ken chilek hashlili choshech av shegam umuchrach b'briya kanal. I'll translate that. And this is why, when the Torah tells us the story of general creation, the light and dark, the doing and not doing aspect of creation, which was on the first day, the Pasuk teaches us, and Hashem saw the light that it was good. It's only the light which truly is good, for it is good because of itself. Not so the stopping, the happening, the darkness of creation, which although it's vital, you have to have it. As the Rabbi even said before, certainly it's by not doing. So it's not truly good, because it is only a preparation for the light. So this is only a preparation for the light, but it's not good. That's why the answer is, that's why by the first day it says, Vayar Elokim es ha'oir davke oir kitoiv. And this is one of the things that the Rebbe answered them on their question, and this was discussed for quite a few weeks. There is more to this, but I see we have no time. And in Mitzvah Shem next week, I will share with you another question that they asked the Rebbe, and the Rebbe answered with B'ksav Yad Kodshay. Thank you.